Hello everyone and welcome to NETCRYPTO, where you get important information and news about all coins and tokens of interest. And today we are taking a look at Wepe, Wall Street Pepe, right? So this is a scam and it's coming from the same scammers. We have covered multiple other scams, right? So we've covered multiple scams from these people. All of these are the scams that are coming from the same scammers, right, that we've been covering for over a year now, right? So if this is your first time you've bought in the pre-sale, the knowledge you're going to get from this video is invaluable, right? So you need to watch all the way to the end, because I'm going to be explaining to you exactly how the scam works, right? So that you are able to actually ascertain whether you want to get involved in the pre-sale or not. And if you do get involved in the pre-sale, you know the risk that you are facing, right? So right off the bat, I'll say if you've already bought, don't stake, right? Don't stake. If you've bought in the pre-sale, don't stake. Okay, so now let us jump in to how this scam actually works, right? So you've seen I've got multiple circles on here, right? So the first one here says pre-sale buyers. So pre-sale buyers, that's basically if you have bought in Wepe, right, into this pre-sale, this is where you are. You are a pre-sale buyer. And as a pre-sale buyer, you have two decisions to make while the token is in the pre-sale. The first decision is, do you want to stake or don't you want to stake? Like I've already said, don't stake. That's what I'll tell you. Don't stake, right? So if you don't stake, the advantages of that is when the token finally launches, you'll be able to claim and sell immediately, right? But if you stake, you might need to wait up to 7 days. In some of the scam projects I've covered for these guys, some had to wait up to 3 months after launch to be able to actually claim their tokens, right? So that's why I say don't stake, right? But one major secret, right, that the scammers use that no one else knows is there are people who are blocked, right? So I've seen this across multiple scams I've covered from the same scammers, right? So immediately when you buy in the pre-sale, your wallet is blocked. You don't know it, right? You are anxiously waiting for the launch to come up, and then it finally launches, and you hear a lot of investors saying, wow, I've made 2x, I've made 3x, I've made 5x. But you are not able to claim right here. You want to get right here. You haven't staked, you want to go right here, but it's not possible, right? Why? Because you've been blocked. And this is besides the technical issues, right? You've tried to look through the videos, you've imported the token contract into your wallet. By the way, don't use Best Wallet. Don't use Best Wallet, because Best Wallet is coming from these same scammers, right? Literally using Best Wallet is literally just giving the scammers your money, right? So don't use Best Wallet. If that's a token, it's a wallet that you're using right now, transfer everything out of there, right? And don't use Best Wallet. So once you buy in the pre-sale, you want to go straight to claiming and selling once the pre-sale is launched, right? But unfortunately, some end up here. That's why I say don't buy during the pre-sale. So let's look at the other options. So you go into, you are not staked, right? And then you launch. Also, don't fall for the trick. They'll put a big button when it's time for you to claim your tokens, written claim and stake. Don't fall for this, right? Because the moment you haven't staked and now you want to claim and sell, the token is pumping and you click claim and stake. This means from the moment you click claim and stake, those tokens are now staked for 7 days. You have to wait for you to be able to unstake and then claim those tokens. So don't fall for this trick, right? So some of those who actually claim and stake, after they claim and stake, they go right here again to blocked, right? So how does this whole thing work, right? So let's take a look at this. So let's pretend that 100,000 people goes and buys into the pre-sale, right? 100,000 people buys into so this huge circle that you see here represents 100,000 people that have bought into the pre-sale. So inside the pre-sale, there's a demarcation, right? According to how much investors have actually spent in buying into the pre-sale. There's a concept of what are called fish shrimp, dolphins, and whales, right? So if we just look at one of their schemes here, Pepe Unchained, and you click on total, we have the shrimp. So the shrimp is anyone who have invested 1,000 and below, right? Fish between 1,000 and 3,000, dolphins between 3 and 10,000, and the whales, anyone over and above 10,000, right? So this is how the schemers do. They use the 80-20 rule, right? The 80-20 rule states that 80% of the results come from 20% of the efforts. So in investment, it's also the same thing that applies, right? So 80% of the people who have invested into the pre-sale actually form the largest amount. For example, one of their schemers they did is Pepe Unchained. They raised 74 million, right? US dollars. Currently with Wepe, we see here they've claimed to have raised 32 million, almost 33 million. So this 33 million that we're seeing at this stage, 80% of it is coming from just 20% of the investors. And those 20% are the dolphins and the whales. Those who are dropping these figures right here, between 3 and 10,000 and over 10,000, right? These are the ones who are contributing to the large extent. And then we have got the 80,000. Remember, we have 100,000 people invested in the pre-sale. The 80,000 people who've invested are only contributing 20%. So these are the people who are investing $50, $100, $70, $10, and so on. You get the picture, right? But these people are more than these people. But then these 20,000 people actually have invested the largest amount. So what do the scammers do? The scammers allow 80% of the shrimp and the fish to be able to claim, right? And they are even able to make a 1x, 2x, a 2x, 3x, right? The fish, because they are the largest amount. So you're going to have this army of people everywhere you look. I've made 2x, this is the greatest thing. This is the greatest day, in crypto. The pre-sale is great. They've got a larger voice because there are more of them. And then only 20% of the dolphins and the whales are going to be allowed to claim, right? All those not able to claim are going to be sitting in the blocked list, here, right? They are not able to claim. So you don't want to be part of this, right? And the only way to avoid being part of this is to not buy in the pre-sale. You can buy after the pre-sale. Look at their scam Pepe Unchained, right? Soon after this thing launched, it dropped all the way down to 0.098, right? To 0.0098. So you were able to buy far much, even though it happened in seconds. You still were going to be able to buy in that moment, right? That's the reason why it's important for you to actually check some of these things, right? To log multiple pre-sales. So you are going to be able to take advantage of that. So that's one way that you can actually avoid this whole thing. And then those people who are blocked, what happens to them? Well, in the end, the token is going to drop between 70 and 90%. At that stage, everyone in the blocked will be allowed to claim, but by that time, you've already lost 70 to 90%, right, of your investment. And they've already moved on. Just as they moved from Pepe Unchained, now they are already on Wepe, right? And another scam that they were on was this one, Wall Street Memes, right? This token was even listed on a tier 1 exchange, but now it's 97, 98% down. And this whole thing takes between 1 week and 3 weeks for it to go to that 80, 90% dump, right? Between 1 week and 3 months. That's where you get to this last stage 8. So for this Pepe Unchained, we are still at stage 4, right, where you see the price increases. So this is what I wanted to share with you for this video, so that I can explain exactly how the scam works. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.